Happiness. Everyone's chasing it, yet most people never seem to catch it. We read self-help books, chase careers, seek validation, and scroll endlessly through highlight reels of other people's lives, only to feel more frustrated, more empty, more stuck. But what if I told you that happiness isn't something you find? What if the very way you've been taught to pursue happiness is actually making you miserable? Sounds crazy, right? But hear me out. The ancient Stoics had a radically different approach, one that flips everything we think we know about happiness on its head. Instead of chasing pleasure, they embraced discipline. Instead of avoiding discomfort, they leaned into it. Instead of obsessing over what they couldn't control, they mastered their minds. And here's the wild part. It worked. Because happiness isn't about getting everything you want. It's about learning how to thrive, no matter what happens. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how Stoicism can help you escape the endless cycle of chasing and start living. And trust me, this isn't just another feel-good motivational talk. We're getting real, diving into the uncomfortable truths about why most people stay stuck, and more importantly, how you can break free. So if you're ready to stop waiting for happiness and start building it, keep watching. This might just change everything. Number 1. Embrace voluntary hardship. You're probably thinking, why on earth would I choose to make my life harder? Life is already throwing enough curveballs, bills, work stress, relationships that require a PhD in emotional intelligence. So why would anyone voluntarily add hardship to the mix? But hear me out. This might just be the key to unshakable happiness. We've all been there, chasing comfort like it's the ultimate prize. Soft beds, easy meals, entertainment on demand. And yet, despite all this convenience, we still feel restless, frustrated, even miserable at times. That's because comfort, when overindulged, is a trap. It dulls the edge of your resilience, making every minor inconvenience feel like a catastrophe. Missed your morning coffee, instant bad mood, Wi-Fi cuts out for 10 minutes. Feels like suffering. But what if I told you that deliberately stepping into discomfort could actually set you free? Here's the twist. When you choose hardship, when you expose yourself to small doses of difficulty on purpose, you train your mind to stop fearing it. Cold showers, fasting, waking up early, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, these aren't just random acts of masochism, they're micro-doses of resilience. Your brain stops treating every inconvenience as a crisis and starts recognizing, oh, I can handle this. And when real hardship inevitably shows up, the kind you don't choose, you're already battle-tested. Let me tell you about my friend Jake. Jake was the guy who complained if his latte wasn't the perfect temperature. Then, one day, he decided to flip the script. He started doing one hard thing every day, walking to work in the rain instead of driving, skipping a meal just to prove he didn't need constant indulgence, even taking up jiu-jitsu despite hating physical discomfort. A year later, his life looked different. He didn't panic when he had to wait in line. He didn't stress over a tough project at work. He had built something rare, emotional durability. And the weirdest part, he was happier. This isn't about suffering for the sake of it. It's about reclaiming control over your own mind. It's about training yourself to thrive in any condition, not just the perfect ones. It's about proving that happiness isn't found in avoiding hardship. It's found in overcoming it. So, the next time you reach for the easy way out, pause. Take the cold shower. Walk instead of drive. Skip the instant gratification. Not because you have to, but because you can. Because real strength isn't built in comfort, it's built in the fire. And when you embrace the fire, nothing can burn you. Number 2, practice radical indifference. Let's be real, Most of us spend way too much time worrying about what other people think. Someone gives us a weird look, and suddenly we're overanalyzing our entire existence. A coworker doesn't reply to our email fast enough, and we assume they secretly hate us. Sound familiar? Well, here's something that might shake things up. What if you just stopped caring? No, really. What if you practiced radical indifference? Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds reckless. Isn't caring about what others think part of being a decent human? Sure, to an extent, but let's be honest. Most of the time, we're not worrying about important moral decisions. We're agonizing over things that do not matter. What a stranger thinks of our outfit, whether someone misinterpreted our tone, or if our social media post got enough likes. And here's the truth. People are too busy worrying about themselves to think about you as much as you imagine. You know the type, the friend who's always filtering their personality to match the crowd, the guy at work who's scared to speak up in meetings, the person who edits and re-edits texts because they don't want to sound too much. We've all been there. But let me tell you, nothing is more exhausting than living for someone else's imaginary expectations. It's like running a race where the finish line keeps moving. And the worst part, half the people you're trying to impress don't even notice. So here's where radical indifference comes in. Instead of getting caught up in every little reaction, you train yourself to let go. Someone doesn't text you back? Cool. Your joke didn't land? Whatever. Your choices confuse people? Good. The goal isn't to be rude or disconnected. It's to free yourself from the weight of unnecessary worry. When you stop needing validation, you become untouchable. And trust me, there's nothing more attractive, more magnetic, than someone who owns their space without begging for approval. I'll never forget when I first tried this. There was a time I would overthink everything. Apologies for things I didn't even need to apologize for, replaying conversations in my head, wondering if I came off the wrong way. Then, one day, I decided I was done. I stopped explaining myself so much. I stopped adjusting my personality to keep people comfortable. And the craziest thing happened. My confidence skyrocketed. Not because I became better, but because I finally stopped looking for permission to be myself. This isn't about being cold. It's about protecting your energy. It's about understanding that not every opinion deserves space in your mind. You don't need to justify yourself to everyone. You don't need to chase approval like it's oxygen. The moment you let go of that burden, you'll feel lighter, stronger, free. So, the next time you catch yourself worrying about how you were perceived, pause. Ask yourself, does this actually matter? If not, let it go. Because the people who truly matter will stick around, and the rest, well, they were never your people to begin with. Number 3, weaponize negative visualization. Imagine waking up tomorrow and everything you love is gone. Your job, gone. Your home, gone. The people you care about, now just memories. Sounds like a nightmare, right? But what if I told you that imagining this, really feeling it, could actually make you happier? I know it sounds backward. Who in their right mind would voluntarily picture losing everything? But hear me out. This might be one of the most powerful mental exercises you'll ever use. We've all been there, stressed out over things that in the grand scheme of life barely matter. The Wi-Fi is slow, someone cut you off in traffic, your food delivery is taking too long, and in those moments, it feels huge. It ruins your mood, your day. But have you ever noticed how quickly your perspective shifts when something actually serious happens? You get a call about a sick loved one, and suddenly that annoying email from your boss means nothing. Why? Because real loss slaps you awake. It reminds you what truly matters. And the crazy thing? You don't have to wait for tragedy to get this clarity. You can create it on demand. This is where negative visualization comes in. Instead of taking your blessings for granted, You weaponize your imagination. You mentally strip everything away, not to depress yourself, but to wake yourself up. You picture your life without the things and people you love. And then, just as quickly, you snap back to reality and realize, wait, I still have them. And in that moment, something shifts. Gratitude stops being just a word. It becomes a feeling so strong it shakes you. I tried this for the first time a few years ago. I was irritated over something small, probably a delayed flight or a long line. And then I thought, what if this was my last normal day? What if tomorrow everything changed? And suddenly, standing in that stupid line didn't feel like an inconvenience. It felt like a privilege. I had legs to stand on, time to waste, a life so good that waiting was my biggest problem. The frustration evaporated, replaced by something deeper. Appreciation, presence. This isn't about being morbid. It's about reclaiming perspective. It's about choosing to appreciate life instead of waiting for a wake-up call. The reality is, we're all one unexpected event away from our world changing forever. But right now, in this moment, we still have so much. So the next time you catch yourself slipping into frustration, do this. Imagine losing what you love. Feel the absence. Then open your eyes, look around, and realize it's still here. Because the fastest way to love your life more isn't to add more to it. It's to imagine it without the things you already have. And when you master this, every ordinary moment becomes extraordinary. Number 4, deny instant gratification. Imagine this. You're scrolling through your phone, fully aware you should be doing something else. Maybe it's work, maybe it's a workout, maybe it's just getting off the couch and cooking a real meal instead of ordering delivery again. But the pull of that easy, instant pleasure is too strong, and so you give in. One episode turns into 5. That quick social media check turns into an hour. The goal you set for yourself, pushed to tomorrow, again. Sound familiar? Now, I know what you're thinking. But life is short. Why should I deny myself the little pleasures? And you're right, life is short. But here's the problem. The easiest choice in the moment is almost never the most fulfilling one in the long run. We chase quick dopamine hits, junk food, endless scrolling, distractions, because they feel good right now. But later, we feel sluggish, guilty, unfulfilled. Because deep down, we know we're cheating ourselves out of something better. We've all been there. You plan to wake up early and get things done, but the bed is too warm, too comfortable. You know you should save money, but the online sale is right there. You tell yourself you'll start the hard thing after you reward yourself with something easy, only to realize you never actually start. And it's not your fault. Your brain wants the easy path. It's wired to choose comfort over effort, pleasure over discipline. But here's the secret. Denying instant gratification isn't about punishment. It's about power. The power to control yourself instead of being controlled by impulses. I learned this the hard way. There was a time when I convinced myself I was too tired to work out, too busy to read, too drained to pursue the goals that actually mattered to me. But the truth? I wasn't too anything. I was just too hooked on the easy way out. So one day, I made a small change. When I wanted to grab my phone, I stopped. When I wanted to take the easy way out, I did the opposite. And at first, it sucked. My brain fought me every step of the way. But then, something crazy happened. I started feeling stronger. Not just physically, but mentally. I stopped being a slave to every little craving and impulse. And that self-control, it bled into everything else. This isn't about never enjoying life. It's about understanding that the best things, true growth, real success, deep fulfillment, come from delayed gratification. From choosing the workout over the nap, the book over the mindless scrolling, the long-term win over the short-term rush. Because every time you resist the easy choice, you get stronger. Every time you say no to the quick fix, you build discipline. And discipline, that's freedom. That's the real reward. So the next time you feel that urge, the one telling you to pick easy over effort, pause. Feel the discomfort. And then choose the hard thing anyway. Not because you have to, but because every time you do, you're proving to yourself that you're in control. And trust me, that feeling, it's better than any quick dopamine hit ever could be. Number 5, master the art of selective apathy. Not everything deserves your energy. Read that again, because if you're constantly exhausted, mentally drained, or frustrated, chances are you're spending way too much of your time caring about things that don't actually matter. And no, I'm not saying you should walk around like a robot, completely detached from life. But mastering the art of selective apathy, strategically choosing what to care about and what to ignore, can be one of the most powerful skills you ever develop. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait, isn't apathy a bad thing? And in most cases, sure. But selective apathy, that's a different story. Because the truth is, most people care about everything. What strangers on the internet think, minor inconveniences, pointless drama, other people's bad moods. And the result? They're constantly stressed, constantly distracted, constantly caught up in battles that don't serve them. But here's the thing, you only have so much mental energy. If you spend it all on nonsense, you'll have nothing left for the things that do matter. We've all been there. You get an annoying email from a coworker and it ruins your whole day. Someone cuts you off in traffic and suddenly you're fuming. You see some ridiculous post online and now you're in an imaginary argument with a stranger you'll never meet. And for what? A temporary spike in frustration, a hit to your peace of mind. These are the things that drain you without giving anything back. And that's exactly why selective apathy is so powerful. It's about learning when to simply not engage. I used to let the smallest things get under my skin. A rude comment. I'd stew over it. A tiny inconvenience. My mood was ruined. But one day, I had a realization. None of these things actually deserved my attention. So I started asking myself one simple question. Does this affect my long-term happiness? If the answer was no, I let it go. And suddenly, life got so much lighter. The things that used to bother me, they became background noise. I wasn't wasting energy on every little irritation. I was redirecting it toward things that actually mattered. My goals, my relationships, my peace. This isn't about being indifferent to everything. It's about being strategically indifferent. Care deeply about your passions. Care deeply about your loved ones. But that passive-aggressive email, that stranger's opinion, that thing you won't even remember a month from now, let it go. Because when you master selective apathy, you stop being emotionally hijacked by things that don't serve you. And that, my friend, is freedom. Thank you for watching. I truly hope this video gave you a fresh perspective on happiness and how Stoicism can help you take control of your mindset and your life. If you found this valuable, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps more people discover this message. And if you want to dive deeper into topics like this, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Know someone who could use a little Stoic wisdom in their life? Share this with them. It might be exactly what they need to hear today. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know. Have you ever applied Stoic principles in your life? What's one mindset shift that's helped you find more peace and happiness? Let's keep this conversation going and build a community of people who are committed to real, lasting growth. Remember, happiness isn't about controlling the world around you. It's about mastering yourself. Keep pushing forward, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.